If you've been feeling disconnected lately, it may not be because something is wrong between you. It may be because something is worn down within you. Have you ever been close to someone, sharing the same space, the same routine, yet still felt something missing? Not distance, not conflict, just a quiet gap you can't explain. That space isn't accidental, and today we're talking about what actually exists there. When we hear the phrase emotional space, we often imagine separation, someone pulling away, needing space, something going wrong. But emotional space isn't about leaving. It's about what it feels like to stay. It's the invisible atmosphere between two people, where honesty feels safe or risky, where emotions are welcomed or quietly avoided. You can spend hours together and feel alone, or sit in silence and feel deeply understood. The difference isn't time, it isn't effort, it's the quality of emotional space. Most relationship advice focuses on communication. Say it better, explain more clearly, talk it through. But here's what often gets overlooked. Connection doesn't begin with words. It begins with how your body feels. If your nervous system is tense, guarded, or overwhelmed, even the right words can feel like pressure, or criticism, or threat. Emotional space is what your body senses before a single word is spoken. And it's constantly asking one quiet question. Am I safe here? Emotional space rarely collapses all at once. It shifts gradually, through small, ordinary moments. Being distracted during conversations, postponing emotional check-ins, multitasking when someone is sharing something vulnerable, always rushing to the next thing. Not because people stop caring, but because life keeps demanding more. Stress tightens the space. Exhaustion shrinks it. Busyness crowds it out. And without realizing it, people begin relating from survival instead of presence. Burnout doesn't stay at work. It follows us home. When you're depleted, your emotional range narrows. Your patience shortens. Your curiosity fades. You still love, but you don't have room. Room to listen deeply. Room to stay open during discomfort. Room to respond gently instead of reacting. So the space between you feels tense, not because the relationship is broken, but because the people inside it are overwhelmed. When emotional space feels unsafe, people don't usually ask for closeness. They pull back. They go quiet. They become defensive or distant. Not to punish, not to reject, but to regulate themselves. Distance is often the nervous system saying, I don't have the capacity right now. Understanding this changes everything. It replaces blame with awareness and judgment with compassion. Healthy emotional space isn't constant closeness. It's flexibility, the ability to move closer and step back without fear. In healthy emotional space, you don't have to perform to stay connected. You're allowed to have different moods. Silence isn't dangerous. Repair is possible. Closeness feels chosen, not demanded. Repair doesn't start with a dramatic conversation. It starts quietly, inside the body. Before trying to fix the relationship, check in with yourself. Notice your breath, your tension, your pace. Connection can only grow when at least one nervous system feels grounded enough. Instead of leading with blame, try naming your experience. I feel some distance, and I miss you. I want to connect, but I'm really stretched right now. This invites closeness instead of triggering defense. And remember, space doesn't always mean abandonment. Sometimes it means care. Healthy space says, I'm here, and I'm also honoring my limits. That's not withdrawal, that's sustainability. Real intimacy doesn't come from intensity, it comes from safety over time. From knowing that honesty won't cost you the relationship. From trusting that space won't turn into loss. From feeling free to be yourself without fear. Emotional space is where trust lives, quietly, consistently. Take a moment now. Think about the people you're closest to. Not what you say to each other, not what you do together, but how it feels to be there. Is there room to breathe? To be imperfect? To be human? If not, nothing is broken. Something is asking for care. Emotional space isn't something you demand. It's something you create, slowly, gently, together. At In Between Us, we talk about what exists beneath words, between moments, between people. Because that space is where connection either fades or deepens. If this resonated, stay with us. We're learning how to build relationships that don't just survive, but feel safe, real, and alive. Please, subscribe to support the channel.